Yo, still bills. What's the deal, man? I just dropped my daughter off at work. I'm heading to go pick up my son now so I can go home and kick my feet up before I go to class. But the peep game. And I got to finish House of Dragons. So the peep game. Man, I'm seeing that Jose Uzcategui versus David Benavides is locked in. Or they're in deep negotiations for January or some shit like that, man. You know, it's good and bad that come with that, man, because I feel like Plant just came back and fought Anthony Durrell, who had just lost, who had lost a couple of years before, a couple of years ago to the likes of a David Benavides, and he was able to beat him in more dramatic fashion than Benavides was able to beat him. He never hit the canvas when he fought David Benavides. He took a nap in front of Caleb Plant. So on one hand, you can look at it like that and use it as a litmus of, all right, cool, now we have multiple common opponents. Let's see where we can go. Let's see how, people can use that as a gauge to see how one would do against the other, where one was able to have, he was giving this individual right here a little bit of resistance, and how did he overcome that bit of resistance? It's a different ways it's a multitude of ways you can look at it, but the difference is also Caleb Plant was on a comeback fight after he got knocked out by Canelo Alvarez, so they threw him in there with Durrell. David Benavides is active, man. He just fought a few months ago. He just fought David Lemieux a few months ago, stopped him brutally, retired him, and he's not looking to lock horns again until January, man. Why is it that we just why can't we just skip past all this bullshit and get a Plant versus Benavides fight locked in? Normally, I wouldn't be too mad at, like, if David Benavides was inactive and he hollered at the likes of a Jose Uzcategui, I wouldn't be beefing off that. But the thing is this: Uzcategui is ranked like number 7 in the WBC and 9th in the IBF. And if you're that low in the rankings, you're not even in the top 5. You're barely outside of the top 10. So if you're that low in the rankings in those particular sanctioning bodies, that lets me know that you're not even ranked in the top 10 in the division. So why is it that why are you choosing to fight him and not the likes of a Caleb Plant? That shit that's what bothers me, man. They keep putting individuals in front of him that he's gonna shine and look better and look like a beast in front of. They keep putting him in front of those type of individuals, but they won't put him in and when they put him in front of those individuals and he does what it is that he's supposed to do, it's supposed to put some sort of insurmountable amount of pressure on Canelo. Oh man, he running from David Benavides because look at how he did David Lemieux. It's more antics and shit like that, and it's the same song and dance over there, bro. Like, there's no need to prolong a Benavides versus Caleb Plant fight. It's no need for it. It doesn't even have to be in January. Y'all can fight in February. There's no need for it. Cool. We get an extra month. We can delay this fight an extra month or whatever, so we can lock this fight in. A big fight, a meaningful fight that we've been asking for some years. But instead, y'all gonna put him in front of Jose Uzcategui, bro. And when he goes in there and he does what he's supposed to do with Jose Uzcategui, that once again, oh man, this is why Canelo was running right here. There's people who were saying that, he's gonna beat Canelo predicated on how he did David Lemieux, even though Canelo just beat the dude who brutally thrashed him last month. He gets praise, and all praises due to Allah for him beating goddamn David Lemieux, but Canelo gets shitted on when he beats the dude who brutally stopped David Lemieux and took his belt from him. It's just like, How do I take you niggas serious is the question. How can we sit back with a straight face and say, yo, man, they talking that shit right there. I mean, they got a point. This shit is baffling, man. It's baffling to me. There is no reason why you need to be fighting Jose Uzcategui and not fucking Caleb Plant. When Caleb Plant is right there, he's fresh off of a knockout win. You're off of a knockout win. Why not just run that shit right there? There's no need to decay this fight that no further. It's right there to be made. Why not make it in the now? Why do y'all keep prolonging this fight? And the more y'all prolong it and y'all put him in front of the niggas y'all continue to put him in front of, y'all are going to continue to perpetuate this narrative that he's a monster and he's a boogeyman. He's not sharpening the tools that he needs to deal with somebody like Canelo by fighting fucking David Lemieux and Jose Uzcategui. He's not getting that. You're going to be dealing with counter-punching when you fight Canelo, my dude. You need to be fighting somebody like a Caleb Plant, even though their styles of counter-punching are different. That's still a better look than the likes of a Jose Uzcategui. That's a better look. Man, I can't deal with this shit, man. Like, nobody wants to call him out on it because everybody, oh man, don't nobody else want to fight him. Don't nobody else want to fight him. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm not too much believing Andre, and even if Andre does want to fight him, I wouldn't put Andre in there with with David Benavides right now, when he's not even acclimated to the division. I wouldn't do that. Give that man at least a fight, and then let him get in there with somebody like a David Benavides. But there's no excuse as to why he shouldn't be able to get in there and lock horns with the likes of a fucking Caleb Plant, because both of them are acclimated to the division. Yeah, they're both acclimated to the division. This is a fight that we've been clamoring for some years, man. Since Caleb became a champion in like 2019 or I think it was 2019 when he beat Uzcategui. And it's not even about, he has losses. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the losses. That shit doesn't mean shit to me, man. The point is, why are you fighting him? Bro, he is ninth in, I think it's ninth in the the WBO, and seventh in the IBF. Right outside the top 10, dog. You that low in the rankings in those sanctioning bodies, bro. You ain't high in them rankings. Those are low rankings in sanctioning bodies. Now, mind you, this is not rankings for the division in its entirety. Lerone Richards is ranked higher than fucking Jose Uzcategui. David Morrell is ranked higher than Jose Uzcategui. Now, I know he was trying to get that shit with Morrell. I get that, and his team shut it down. But you have an opportunity that presented itself with fucking Caleb Plant, and you just refuse to take it. Y'all will. I just don't get like how it's frustrating listening, just watching how these niggas operate over there. Y'all want him to fight in January? Nah, we gonna push it back one more month. Push it back one more month. At this point, David Benavides is gonna be he's gonna be one of the front runners for Canelo Alvarez in the next year. I can see that fight happening next year. Canelo's gonna go up there. He's gonna lose to Bivol again. And he's gonna come right back down to do, to finish his bidding at 168 pounds. And when he does that, he's gonna be right in the scope. That's a big fight. That's a big fight for Mexican Independence Day. That's a big fight. So why not have that momentum going into that fight? Why not have that? I don't get it with y'all, man. What the fuck do y'all be thinking over there? Like, how does this shit even make sense? How does this make sense? Nobody calls it out though, man, because all they see the smoke and mirrors over there, man. They put these narratives out there for y'all dumbass niggas to repeat, and y'all oblige them, y'all repeat it. Nobody else wants to fight him. Hey, I mean, Caleb Plant is with that drama. Caleb Plant, he's right there. Don't talk to me about Jamal Charlo. Don't talk to me about Andre. Don't talk to me about David Morrell. Caleb Plant is already right there, and he's been willing to oblige him. They just don't want to make the fight happen. Caleb Plant has already been in there with the better opposition out of all of them. So why not look in that direction? You lost to Canelo. You lost to Canelo. All right, let me beat you in a better fashion than what Canelo beat you, and that'll put that much more pressure on him. Not fighting fucking Jose Uzcategui, man. And I don't even think Jose Uzcategui is a bad fighter, man. But I just see the writing on the wall. Like, you got all the praise and admiration for fighting David Lemieux. And when you stopped it, when you did what you were supposed to do with David Lemieux, everybody jumped ship. Everybody jumped out the window and said, oh, man, this is why Canelo was ducking him. Look at how he did David Lemieux. Even though David Lemieux got beat up, got stopped by Golovkin. And Canelo just stopped Golovkin. And he got no love for that. He got no credit for that. You fighting the old wash Golovkin. What the fuck is a fucking David Lemieux? Golovkin is still talking about fighting still. Golovkin is still the only unified world champion at 160 pounds. The only one. The only one. But he don't get no love for that. And it was a blowout victory. He beat the shit out of Golovkin. That wasn't competitive. In the in the grand scheme of things, it was a few competitive rounds. But other than that, Canelo fucked Golovkin up. He gets no love for that. But he'll beat the shit out of him. He'll dominate 175 pounds because he beat David Lemieux. He stopped David Lemieux. Even though David Lemieux ain't been shit for years. And he's retired now. Retired. Imagine that. You're going to dominate and domineer over 68 and 175 pounds because you knocked out David Lemieux and retired him. There's no reason why we should not be getting him versus Caleb fucking Plant in January or February or even March. I could settle for y'all pushing that fight back to March. I can settle for that. And if you're going to allow these motherfuckers to just fight one time a year, make it a meaningful fight at the very least. Why is he fighting Jose Uzcategui and not fucking Caleb Plant, bro? Why? It's such a grueling process trying to figure out and dissect how the PBC makes over there. It's like Canelo loses the beef all. That's a cherry. That was a cherry pick gone wrong. Mind you, niggas don't know shit about the sport. How the fuck is a fucking world champion in a higher division than yours, who has beat other legitimate top contenders in the division? How is that a cherry pick? How is that a cherry pick? It's so, you niggas are so stupid. I'm still hearing people say that Canelo is ducking Bivol in a rematch, or he ducked him in a rematch to go fight Golovkin. It's like, yo, this was a part of the contract, you dumbass niggas. That was in the contract. And Hearn is already talking, yo, they're trying to iron out details for a rematch with Bivol. That's already in the, it's written already. But that doesn't matter to y'all because it goes against y'all narrative and y'all notion. Y'all don't want truth and reciprocity. Y'all don't want that. Peace to my eye. Y'all don't want none of that. Y'all like living in this illusion that, you know, just this vague type, anything that y'all like living in a space where y'all can argue and justify vague talking points and vague fucking beliefs. It doesn't take much to dig beneath the surface and get to the truths and the gems, dog. It doesn't take much. I'm arguing with my bros talking about, yo, David Benavides beat Canelo because Canelo lost to Bivol. And I'm like, they are two completely different fighters with two completely different skill sets. David Benavides is a monster and a beast because he beat David Lemieux and Kyron Davis. Kyron Davis just did an interview talking about he's about to go back down to 160 pounds. They pulled homeboy up from 160 to fight David Benavides. Yanked him up from 160. Lemieux, even at his best, wasn't even at 168 pounds. He was at 60. But he gets love and admiration for that victory. And they just refuse to put him in there with the fighter that we've been wanting him to fight for years, even though they're on the same side of the street. It's like, what in the fuck? How do y'all conduct business over there? How is this? This is why the ship is sinking. This is why you niggas is more than likely not making the next phase and the next phase, the next transitional phase. It's stupid. Stupid as fuck. Y'all allowed this fight to go to the wayside when both of them were champions. Now neither of them are champions. None of them niggas is champions. And they still not about to fight. I'm kind of glad Canelo's doing the shit that he's doing. I'm kind of glad he's moving around all the, these individuals, man, because it's starting to force them to at least utter the other one's name. It's starting to at least all right, cool. Well, give me him. After Canelo stopped Caleb Plant, why couldn't he have fought Darrell years ago? It's beyond me. Why do we gotta wait till this shit happens in order for you to, all right, cool, I lost now. Y'all niggas just preserving y'all oath for this man. There's no way it should have took you 20 plus fights and you're a champion to fight the likes of a Darrell. Subway Mike and goddamn Fagen Boots and all these. Why are they getting a shot at you? Why? Like, I'm baffled by this, man. I'm like, yo, bro. Yo. But at least he's making the right decisions now. Like, now he's chasing the Canelo rematch, and the only way you know you're gonna get that shit is if you do what it is that you're supposed to do. David Benavides and Caleb Plant need to be fighting in February. You do not need to be in no negotiations with no Jose Uzcategui. That is a step in the wrong direction. Fight Caleb Plant, man. Go in there and lock horns with him. Y'all have a common opponent already. Both of y'all stopped him. Go holler at that man. Uzcategui is not even a top 10. Not even top 10, dog. He's not even top 10. He's not even top 10. And when David Benavides does what he is supposed to do to him, here comes the narratives once again. Mike Tyson calling that man the Mexican monster. Everybody is running with that moniker, and it's just not the case. This is not the case. He's not even a champion. Canelo is the Mexican monster. He's undisputed. Stop capping for these motherfuckers, man. Stop capping. Stop capping. Stop giving them passes on shit, man. David Benavides, once again, does not need to fight the likes of a Jose Uzcategui. And I do not think that Jose Uzcategui is a bad fighter, but for what that man is trying to work for and the narratives they are trying to paint for David Benavides, this is a step in the wrong. Actually, I mean, it depends on how you look, man. A lot of these fans are very vague fans and surface level fans. So all they see is a highlight reel knockout, a potential knockout of the year or career knockout. Oh shit, man, yeah. You David Benavides, this is why Canelo ducking him. They don't care about where that man stands in the division. They don't care about none of that shit. All they see is that he knocked that man out. And this is why Canelo was running from him, man. It's more games to be played over there, man. And it's just like, yo, y'all just don't give a fuck about logic. Y'all don't give a fuck about it. Y'all just cool with the shit. Y'all niggas is just cool with just. I don't want to see Caleb Plant. I don't want to see Jose Uzcategui versus David Benavides. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. We don't need to see it. We do not need to see it. Give us Plant versus Benavides, man. Y'all need to be doing whatever y'all can to salvage the big fights that y'all have fucked off in the past, I don't know how many years. Y'all need to be looking to make those fights. Because we don't know where PBC is going after fucking December 31st, 2022. We don't know. Salvage whatever good fights that y'all can. Oh my God. Jose Uzcategui versus David Benavides, bro. Just know. Nah, bro. This shit is frustrating. It's frustrating as shit, man. I really can't say too much more about it, man. I spoke my speech, man. I'm outie. Deuces.